Coming up on Look Today, Lieutenant Governor Hochul announced on Tuesday that the Glens Falls Civic Center will receive a New York State grant. How much? I've got some details. And a convenience store in South Glens Falls reopens after its owner mysteriously vanished. And an e-cigarette causes a fire in a SUNY Adirondack dorm. I got more details on that. It's all coming up on Look Today. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with John Strong. He's the executive director of the Lake George Arts Project. And I also sit down with Marge Moen. She's co-chairwoman of the Whitehall Winter Festival. And we also have your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, Lieutenant Governor Hochul announced on Tuesday that the Glens Falls Civic Center will receive a New York State grant for $2 million. Now, she made the announcement on Tuesday in the Heritage Hall. The grant continues Governor Cuomo's history of using state funding for upstate communities and tourism. The state funding will also be used for electrical upgrades. The work will be funded by the grant and is scheduled to be done in time for the 2017 season. Now, with the money provided, the Adirondack Civic Center Coalition plans to install a new scoreboard, portable chairs, and other additional improvements. Now, we spoke with Ed Bartholomew. He's Warren County EDC president about the project.
This is significant. This really puts Glens Falls back in a very competitive situation in booking concerts and making needed improvements for boys basketball with the locker rooms, making improvements for fan enjoyment through some of our improvements such as a new scoreboard with video, along with needed necessities such as better floor covering, as well as new seats, 1,800 portable seats for down on the arena floor.
I just spoke with Ed, by the way, and he's going to be a guest tomorrow on Look Today. Well, in other news, a convenience store reopens in South Glens Falls after the missing owner returns. Navjeet Chawla is back after having mysteriously vanished for a few months. Authorities were suspicious that he had fled after they seized over $40,000 in cash from his store. Now, Chawla is not charged with any crimes, but he must prove that he earned the money legally. Now, according to the man, he went to India for a family emergency. He returned to his store in South Glens Falls on Monday to clean out the rotting meat and throw out all the expired goods. Now, he is unsure when the store will open, but he's hoping to open soon. Can't wait to get in there for a bologna sandwich. Changing from news to weather. After a couple of days of snowfall, the sun came out. Let's see what's in store for the rest of the week. For the latest, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. And back to the news. Well, Granville School District voters approved a proposal that will spend up to $1.5 million for infrastructure repairs. Now, this is a follow-up on the story we did yesterday. 62% of voters said yes. The project will repave parking lots, straighten cracked chimneys, install a new phone system, and put a safety net between the baseball field and the tennis courts. Well, Superintendent Mark Beeson said the project will prevent more costly repairs in the future. Construction is scheduled to take place this summer. Now, having the vote in February will allow more time to gain approval from the state to begin the work. Now, according to Beeson, the state will pay for about 84% of the cost. Well, in other news, at SUNY Adirondack, a student's e-cigarette caused a fire inside one of the dorms. Now, when the student placed the e-cigarette inside a desk, it overheated and it caused the fire. Well, the dorm room suffered fire, heat, and smoke damage. According to investigators, the student had placed a device in the desk before leaving campus to go to church. Now, there were no injuries. However, a few students have been relocated to other rooms in the building while they repair. Well, up next, I sit down with John Strong. He's the executive director of the Lake George Arts Project. Plus, I sit down with Marge Moan. She's co-chairwoman of the Whitehall Winter Festival. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, or join us for an interview, give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.